I grew up in Fort Myers, Florida, and I went to public school from kindergarten through 12th grade in the same city. Quite a few of the people I graduated with, I had gone to school with since kindergarten, which is fairly unique and nice. And I graduated when I was 17, and I went on for my bachelor's and relocated to Tampa, Florida, to University of South Florida, which has a very, very good accounting school. So it's a public university, but it was a top 5 rated accounting school at that particular time. And I went with the intention of going for accounting. So I completed my bachelor's, and as soon as I completed, I had additional educational requirements to achieve my certified public accounting license, which is known as a CPA. And I decided instead of getting a master's in accounting, it made sense at that time for me to pursue information technology, which also qualified towards my CPA license. So I added a second major for my, what they call a MIS degree, which is Management Information Systems. Completed that, and then I also did take some master's accounting courses that were required for my CPA license. At that point, it was around, I graduated with my accounting degree in '96, so it was around 2000 that I finished with my MIS degree. It was actually late 90s, and that was when the internet boom was happening. So it was much more attractive for me to migrate into information technology than it was into traditional accounting. So I made that career shift, and for the next 2 years, I focused on information technology certifications. So what certifications are is, instead of going to college, they're short-term classes or technical education that you obtain by taking multiple tests that are often issued by vendors. So Microsoft, most people have heard of, is a vendor that has multiple technical certifications. So I completed certifications with about 4 or 5 different industry organizations. And a lot of that was to build credibility, especially as a female. At that time, there was very few women in information technology. And I felt a lot of men, especially the engineers, did not want to work or interact with me, even if I was in a management position with them, because they felt that I didn't understand the technology. So as a result of that, I really focused on getting more certifications in the evenings, and that helped me build that credibility. Once I completed or got to a level where I was satisfied with those, I shifted back and finished my certified public accounting license. So that's a very strenuous professional exam that took about a year to prepare for, and completed that. And once I was done with that, then I pursued my Master's of Business Administration degree. So all the college I did, with the exception of my initial bachelor's in accounting, was done in night school. So I worked full-time after my bachelor's, and then went to school either evenings or weekends. The MBA program that I did, which is a Master's of Business Administration, at the time for work, I was traveling all the time, and I couldn't go to a traditional school where I had to be in class 3 nights a week. So I looked for what they call an executive education program. And those programs tend to be more flexible for managers. And they often let you study intensive short periods of time. So it might be 10 or 12 days in a row, and then you have 2 or 3 months off, or you do work remotely for those 2 or 3 months, but you're only required to be in class short periods of time. So it's a little bit easier to balance with work. So as I was looking, many of the programs I was finding had a lot of repeats from my accounting school. Because I'd gone to a very good accounting school, I found that many of the classes were master's level classes that I'd completed. And I was looking for something different, so I actually found Henley Business School, which is in Oxfordshire, England, and ended up getting my master's in England, which gave me a lot of international exposure and certainly gave me some diversity in my resume that I wouldn't have typically had if I had gone to a US-based school. Different styles of learning, and certainly exposure to different cultures, different ways of thinking, and business practices. So that was an extremely rewarding experience, and that school happened to be accredited in the U.S., so there was no disadvantage for me going over there.